So Planetcrafter had a huge new update, adding in a ton of automation stuff, breathable atmosphere, and also underground alien cities and secrets and lore. And it was insane. We dealt with all of that in the last episode, so to not spoil anything, please check that out. And today we're gonna ignore all of that and focus on the automation. Because with this update, the game-changing new Autocrafter was added in, and this can make us anything we want, so long as the Autocrafter is in a certain range. So we only dabbled with it, but we've already automated the best food in the game, which is pretty dang convenient. Well, that's the tip of the iceberg. We also have to make the new Tier 5 heaters to increase our terraformation index, more Tier 5 drills, and oh my gosh, I didn't even realize there's a Tier 3 ore extractor too. Why am I not building these? Dude, so much. So hello everyone, I'm Kibitz and welcome back to Planetcrafter, where we're gonna build a late game base where we have everything automated and we can scale things out the wazoo. And if you're excited for that, remember to leave a like. And before we get super into things, check it out. New big number. We've evolved. We've gone even further beyond. It's pretty cool. Not as cool as what our base is gonna look like though, because since we have infinite teleporters, I could build wherever we wanted. So I chose this area kind of over here by the Super Alloy Cave. And yeah, I wanna have my base up on this hill here. And we're gonna overlook this beautiful lake area. And I decided we're gonna move over all of our greenery, so all the trees and foliage and butterflies are all gonna be down there, so we can just look over them and see everything. And then all of our heaters and stuff will just go across the desert over this way, along with our rocket and all that kind of jazz. And very specifically, I chose a hill to work on so we can have a tiered base. So the top part can be, I don't know, teleporters and storage. Next part could be like a biodomes and stuff like that. We can kind of work our way down. And from angles like this, we'll just see above the tree line a beautiful base that's centralized and perfect. So, small problem with this whole plan though, is that it's taking up an insane amount of iron. And I mean like going around farming iron all the time here, but it's just getting obnoxious. So I read into the Ore Extractor T3 to see if it could help, which extracts ores from the ground depending on the user's selection. Now, that could mean literally any ore in the game, but that seems like ridiculously overpowered. So I'm assuming we could probably select iron, and then just have a million iron mines just set up here, and that's good. So hopefully that's how it works, or this is just the most overpowered thing in the entire world, but again, almost certainly not. What if it is? Oh my gosh. It literally is like that. Oh, just here, have whatever you want. You beat the game, you have this now. The map doesn't matter. The stuff that falls from the sky, who cares? These are busted. They are tremendously expensive, but once you have one of them, you win. That's it, you win the game. They're kind of probably slow, plus the bin is really small, but it doesn't matter. You don't have to deal with junk anymore. That's amazing. This is amazing. Oh my gosh, in the factories we can build with these too. Ooh, we're gonna have some fun here. So yep, having infinite resources of whatever you want is pretty nice, and we have a lot of progress made on the base now. So there's not really much thought to what we have so far. I just wanted to put something down just to mess around and get like an idea of what we could have this look like. So we're gonna have like, of course, the main box up there, but then maybe some of these platforms could circle around the giant metal frame and make it look a little bit more interesting. The main thing is though, is how we're gonna proceed with our factories. So with these automatic miners, we just have whatever we want. But does that mean we could just have an autocrafter right next to it, and then have it yoink the materials from there to make like a super alloy rod? Oh my god, it can. Well, I can tell you this now, I really regret building my entire base up on a hill because now we just need flat ground to automate things. So we're going back behind here and we're gonna start building the mining stuff back over this way. Because all it will really take is just a giant row of these, and we just build the autocrafters in front, and that's kind of it. Kind of run down a hallway full of miners, and we'll get whatever we need whenever we want it. So plans have changed, and plans have evolved, and we have everything we'd possibly ever want or need now. So we have all of the main things that we need automated, at least crystal-wise and material-wise. So we are good to go and make as much of anything as we really want, like all the explosive powder. Only thing I really have to worry about is like disposing of some oxygen here, because with the methane that we can get out of this, along with the other machines, we can automatically make pulsar crystals whenever we want, and that means we just make infinite fusion reactors. And then even now, because we have all the rods automated, we can just spam up the drills and the heaters everywhere, just with this one row of machines. But before that, I'm kind of on an automation itch right now, and there's been a slight change of plans. So our base is still gonna be around this lake here, but I found a nice, more flat area for a factory, kind of over here by the mountains. So we're gonna build our base here and expand it over this way, and we'll still keep all this as a nice green space. That area though, as you can already see, it's kind of being repositioned. Before we do more base stuff, I wanna automate all of the biolab stuff too, but we have to conduct a test first. So I have a lake water accumulator here and an algae maker, and both of those can make some bio thing, I remember. I forget the name of it, but that's the main thing. And if we have our platform just up here, and we have the assembler right above, does that allow us to do stuff? Oh yeah, there's algae already available. Slugs, okay, it's fine. What do we want to make? Ah yes, bacteria samples. And it looks like we can reach the lake water collector, so I don't see why this wouldn't work. Oh, but we have to wait for everything to grow and that will get the system started. Okay, but yeah, proof of concept seems to be good. I think this will work fine. But then the best thing is that we can go from making the bacteria sample, and I'm sure another autocrafter can pull from the other, right? So then we can go from the first sample to mutagen probably. And quite fortunately, we could get this to work, because the only problem here is that we need the sulfur. But with the sulfur, we're so close to the land, could we just sneak this bad boy down there? Set it to get sulfur, and then let's see if this can reach. Oh, it super can. Perfect. Then the last thing was just methane. The methane extractors can be built literally wherever we want. And oh my gosh, it's already working. Awesome. So it has the DNA bacteria thing. Perfect. We have the methane being generated here. This can see the methane thing. So yeah, automated mutagen. So perfect little proto setup here. But of course, we're gonna make it look a lot better. So give me a second to decorate. Well, not only some decoration, but I went a little overboard and kind of automated every other biological thing we possibly could. It's just pretty straightforward. You manage to get everything close together and you rock and roll. Crazy. But yeah, decoration-wise, just try to throw in all of the organic stuff I possibly could. So we started off with this. It's still working and it's slowly gathering all of the materials from beneath us. And then from that, it goes over to the next thing where it makes some more advanced mutagen. Then I was setting up some of the other organic stuff, like these fertilizer things. And I just have the materials for that right over here. Got some mushrooms, all of the eggplants, and that's able to be reached by the machine. And then finally, the tier 2 fertilizer as well, because it just needs these squash things. Oh, and I unlocked, oh, big ol' storm, cool. But a tier 2 mutagen, which we'll be using later. Wow, it is loud out here. I don't like it. And lastly, the bioplastic nuggets, which are pretty much just mushrooms. And I've been putting them off in the box, and it's already full because it's working so well. But I've run into a bit of a problem where we don't really need a lot of room for stuff anymore. Like a couple machines like this is fine, but then all these manual crafting stations are effectively irrelevant. All this stuff is automated now, aside from fabric, but that's not super relevant. So I'm not perfectly sure what we could even do for a new base. Like, I had planned out that massive space, but then it's like, well, what do you do? The entire organics tree of the game fits in one little cube room like this. Well, I guess we could make more insane factories, just like scale things up dramatically. But then you either have to be near the ground or near the water like this. So it's a little difficult. Regardless though, of course, we're still gonna have a Megabase. So this time it's gonna be over there instead of over there. That's our factory just there. Then in our Megabase, yeah, we kinda have to figure out what to do inside. But it's 4 stories tall. Well, I guess a couple extra stories, 6 stories. And it's largely empty right now. I suppose a lot of it can just be storage, maybe teleporters, and I guess we could put in a bunch of these tier 3 heaters and power plants and etc. But they're all kind of irrelevant nowadays because of the crazy tech we have. I'll still probably fill this place up just as a decoration. And then of course the teleporters. But yeah, our factory over here has just been totally overpowered. So now we can just kind of go to our base, or really wherever we want, and build all of the massive tier 5 things. Like, we are at the turbo end game now. And wow, these are way bigger than I thought too. And we can place as many of them as we want. So that's probably gonna get a little intense. In fact, you know what? I gotta do this. Ah, yeah, bud. My precious. So look, here's the deal. We now have infinite space, infinite stuff, and we can do anything. So I think what I'm gonna do is stack up on all of our supplies, and then next time, we're gonna break the game. But in the meantime, if you guys have any suggestions for what I can put in the Megabase, that would be fantastico. But for now, we're gonna end it here. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and thank you for watching. But have a fantastic rest of your day, and bye-bye.